welcome back to Wendy's channel, and today, yay! Always like it when you get a bit of presents, don't you? So lovely folks at Arrtx have sent me some acrylic markers. Massive box. Couldn't believe it when this arrived. It was just, yeah, feels huge to me. So yeah, 90 colours. I think this is the biggest box that they've ever done. So yeah, really impressed with that. This is, you might guess from the packaging, the landscape set. That's the idea of this box. If I'm honest, I probably like the designs on the other two slightly smaller, just because they're brighter, more vivid colours. But I totally understand why it's this colour. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So I thought we'd have a quick look at them and then have a go and actually using them on something. So I'm sure you're used to seeing what Arrtx markers look like now. This box is obviously a very large selection. The usual packaging around. You've got your swatch on the back. Obviously, colours may vary to the swatch, just natural things of being printed. Does need to be stored horizontally. So although this packaging opens like this, and obviously you have your pens up, stood like this, which is great to actually use them with, when you're actually storing them, put the lid back on and put them back sideways, because otherwise too much of the acrylic paint, ink, I'm not sure what it is, flows to the nib and all your nibs will be flooded and you'll waste a lot of your paint in them that way round. As you might have noticed, it did come with the stickers. I've pre-done that to save a bit of time. So you get the little stickers that go on the top, like this one, and the side stickers that go on the side as well. I thought, before I start playing with these and having a root and having a look at the colours, put the labels on, because Arrtx are very good at putting them in the precise order that the stickers come from their manufacturing. So I thought, before I start looking and seeing what the colours are, put the stickers on first, because otherwise it is a bit of a pain to try and put the right sticker on the right pen, isn't it? So first job in is always stickering. Arrtx, as I'm sure you know, are here and all the socials. So arrtx.com, Instagram, instagram.com/arrtxart, facebook.com/arrtx. They've got a Pinterest page and they've got a Facebook group, if I can talk, for Arrtx art community. But you can find them all there, and obviously there's their custom service as well. Thank you very much to Arrtx for sending these. The other thing they sent, which is very cute, which I might have a go at, is they've sent me, excuse the packaging, let's get rid of the packaging. Ooh, get him out. Well, they have sent me a little bunny, because it is Easter, isn't it? But I was like, oh, he's a bunny, but then I realised, oh, actually, he's a money box. So as you can see, I did just try a little bit of a marker there on the bottom to see how well they went on, and beautifully is the answer to that question. So I might paint him up and show you him. There's a little picture of him done. I don't know if I'll give him blue. He's not having a yellow carrot, that's for sure. That doesn't look right, does it? But yeah, so they've sent me this cute little bunny as well. I think it's a bit of a paint mixing guide as well that's going on there on the back. I don't know, but he's cute. I think he's just some kind of resin. He's quite firm. Definitely plasticky in some description. So, colour-wise, as you can see, a really stunning selection of colours. There's some really unusual blues in here. Greens are really nice. I have kind of sped up life, and I have also pre-swatched them to save us the time, because I know not everybody enjoys a swatch and it does take a lot of the video time, doesn't it? So I thought I'd kind of cut to the chase and us have a look at the swatch a little bit. I'll put it where I can actually see it though, because it does make it a bit easier to talk about it when you can actually see it. So yeah, lovely selections of yellows into kind of mustard tones, into oranges. You've got a few skin colour tone-ish, I would say, down here. Nice range of pinks into reds, but great range of blues and some more unusual blues. Little section pinks, purples, A few more kind of ochre tones. These colours are beautiful. 52. It's kind of like a greyed purple. I think it's very unusual. 52A, I also like purple with a bit more pink in it, but just a bit refresher. And then almost a brown, but it is in the kind of purple tone, I think. Again, really unusual. Sits nicely with 52. Massive range of greens into blues, into teals, into more kind of grey blues down here. But again, for a landscape set, obviously they've worked really hard in the green palette and the blue palette. And these kind of grey tones I think are also really useful in a landscape set. You've got a couple of metallics as per, don't know if you'll see this, oh yeah, there you go. These metallics worked really beautifully straight out the box. They were really flat. You've got no kind of brush or mark tone with them. They're just the ink worked really lovely. Grey, a black, and then I think these are extra colours that they've made for this set. I have been having a nosy on Amazon, and I noticed they've got a skin tone set, and a good chunk of these ones are in the skin tone set as well. So if you want to add, maybe if you've got the blue or the pink, I think it's A and B boxes, isn't it? And you maybe want to add some skin tones. That skin tone set looks really good that's on there as well. But yeah, a good chunk of those are in there. And then you've got this very strange kind of pink red down here as well, C24. Not sure if that was one out of the other sets or not. But yeah, it's a really lovely selection of colours. I'm quite excited to have a go and using them. And my old blue set, I've got so much stuff out on my desk, which was this set, So this is my old swatch from my other one. So I just hit my light, sorry if it made a clunky noise. So yeah, the two sets together, I kind of feel like, ooh, I've got a lot of colours based in these. This one, the blue one, has quite a lot more kind of fluorescence and a few more metallics. This one feels like a much more usable set for all different types of images that you might want to work with, because there's a little bit of lots of things going on in there. But yeah, really useful set of colours. So what I was thinking, let's get rid of the box because that's not helping me. What I was thinking was I'd have a go in my Sleeping Animals. I think this is an RJ Hampson Colouring Heaven. I think I've only done the one in here, but I thought I don't want to do something that's going to take us hours and hours, and these are a little bit simpler, and obviously the lines are quite thick, but it won't matter because I'm working with lovely markers, so we can lose a bit of the line work. So just want to, I do like doing an owl, that is tempting. Let me stick a marker in. Should have got them ready, but I haven't, because I'll forget what I was looking at. You know me. So I think that's quite cute. Sleeping. Oh, they're cute as well. Water. Maybe. My actual markers are in the way of me flipping. Dragon. Tree of the Birds is cute as well. Maybe. Woman with their many cats. Sleepy bees. Well, that would be quite nice because I have got a gold in that set as well. I always like it if I can use a bit of gold. Metallic. I suppose it is Easter. I should do bunnies really. I'm not being very decisive. Shall we do the bees? I'm thinking I'll do the bees. It is because I want to use a bit of gold. You know what I'm like. Let's double check. I'm thinking that one is the likely hood one. I do like the owls though as well. No, I think I'm going to go bees. So I'm going to get my swatch handy and we shall give them a go. Let's bring them out of the way now. I've also got handy, just because we are working with paint, so I have got a little pot of water with some brushes that I use for acrylic. I don't need my teat pipette in there, which lives in my water pot. So I have got some brushes handy, should I need them. and a little bit of paper towel if I just want to dab a little bit off. Shouldn't need to put anything behind because they are markers. Shall I put something behind just for comfort? No, we'll leave it. So I've got my little swatch handy and we'll give it a go. I might pop you onto fast forward so you can see it happening a bit quicker so that this video doesn't take hours and hours and hours. But yeah, well, I'm going to do the little bees page in the Sleeping Animals book by RJ Hampson. I think I'm also going to try and paint up my bunny a little bit as well. Might do a little bit of the bunny, but we'll see how we go. I may see how quick it takes me. Let's take that out because that's going to leave a print and that's going to be annoying. But yeah, I'm going to give a go with the beads and we'll see how we go. So, as we're bees, we want a base of yellow, don't we? 08 looks a lovely colour. But so, I want a dark. I'm thinking for a bit of shadow, maybe we'll have CO9. See, as soon as I lift these out, these are going to be in the wrong order again in my box. CO9 and C12 out. And maybe something lighter, so that 03. Oh, my stickers have stuck together. Oh, thank you, 5. I don't want you. Let's put you back in. Where's your hole? There. I do love the fact that they've got these plastic inserts in the bottom, that they've actually all got their own little place in the box, and you can see straight away if you have a look down the how many pens you've got out, how many you need to put away, where have I put that pen. It's just really handy that they come with this storage, and you can actually, I've not tried so it might be a bit tight yet, you can actually lift these out of this box if for whatever reason you want to. I'm not going to, because I'm going to tip them all up if I do that. But yeah, the fact it comes with a bit of built-in storage, and you can literally just put this lid back on, pop it away somewhere on the shelf. It's so handy, isn't it, having it with some proper storage. So I've got basically light through to some darker sections. I think with C12 is my darkest one, so I'm slightly out of order there. But I think I'm going to go with those to start off my little bees and their little stripes. Are their heads black? I think they are, aren't they? We'll go with my base yellow, I think, to start myself off. And I think I'm going to kind of work with this kind of texture that RJ's already started on his little drawing. So I'm deliberately not going to fill it all in. I'm just going to work in this kind of mark making section, just getting a little bit of colour down. Still going to take this colour all the way to the sides, and then I'm going to add some of the darker colours into it, but we'll do the big one first. Get us going. Then, which is the very dark? 12 is the very dark. I might even want something a bit darker than this, looking at it. I think I'm going to take his little fur out in that direction a little bit as well. Yeah, I think I will want something a little bit darker. Same, I'm going to start kind of obliterating the edge of that line a little bit. Obviously these just you use in straight out of the box, no shaking, no needing to worry about shaking over time. As long as you're storing them flat, that ink should be being delivered to the nib ready for you to use. I must admit, I did the swatch pretty much straight away after I'd done the stickers and it had arrived. And sometimes obviously in shipping it's sat in a van, it's sat in a boat. The ink obviously sometimes isn't where you want it to be, but these seemed all ready to go straight out of the box, which was really nice. Okay, so that's my darkest one at the moment, but I'm thinking, looking at it, I'm probably going to want to add a bit more. We'll move you in a little bit so you can see. So this is my next darkest one. I just want to start filling them in a little bit. Really tricky there by his head. And then we'll have the lightest one. Won't matter really whether I get rid of all the black in the stripes, because obviously these two layers are going to be kind of blacks and greys. So I'll just work those over as well anyway, but while I'm here I will try and yeah, we're starting to get, he feels a bit more curved already, doesn't he? I'm going to go back in with the darker one. So I'm just wondering if I'm a smidge of something a little bit darker. Was that the darkest one? I don't think it was. Yeah, C12 was my darkest one. So I could go to C13, which is another bit darker again, or I could go down to these 50s. Let's get 13 and see what that looks like. C13. And I know it's a bit of a faff putting the things on the top, but how easy is it to find the ones you want? It is worth doing. I know it's one of those things when you get new things, you just want to have a play with them, don't you? You don't necessarily want to have to do a job, but some things needs must. Because it makes life so much easier in the long run. And I think the other thing I did notice when I started stickering this set is in my older set, all the little labels were printed in white, like that one and this one and that one. But I noticed if you've got a really light colour now, they are printed darker, so it's a little bit easier to see them. I did write over a couple of my other ones in my older set, so every time there's a little bit of a new development where they're just thinking about these things a little bit more, just making life a bit easier for us when we're using them. It's nice to see. Okay, I'm fairly happy with this little furry body. So I'm going to keep these colours out because obviously I've got 3 more bees to do. I'll probably do those bees on fast forward or off camera, but we will do the little grey of his body. So let's have a look for some colours for his body. So I think I definitely want that one, 93, which is there. Oh, hello. Clearly I haven't put the stickers on well because they're sticking to each other. 93, what else? We definitely want 98. And I'm thinking, let's have a look. I'm thinking maybe this 54A because I don't want it too just black. 54A is there. I stupidly missed them when I was doing my swatch. So I'm thinking that might be quite nice. Grey, mid-tone. Yeah, I think I'll go with those for now. We'll see how we go. So I've got 54A, which is kind of like a grey-brown. I've got 93, which is quite a light grey. 98, which is quite a dark grey. I've not actually lifted out the black, so it does have 00 black in this box. I don't think at the moment I'm going to use black, but you never know. I might want a slightly darker grey. We might try 76. Where's that? Again, it's slightly, I think it's a purple grey, but looking at it on the swatch, it's not too purple. It's got quite a nice bit of colour in it, so I'm thinking that might, rather than it just be completely solid black, which I don't want, I think we'll go with these. But we'll go with the lightest one first, like I did with the yellows. We're just going to go in with some light grey. Just making kind of little marks, just to start getting a bit of texture into the page. And I'm deliberately now going to start kind of overlapping the other areas that I've done, so that we hopefully get rid of that kind of lines that are already printed on there, so we can do our own thing. I'm going to take it pretty much all the way down here, although realistically I'm probably going to cover it again when I get down there, because obviously a bee does need to be darker in his stripes, doesn't he? So you want to kind of try and do deliberately longer and shorter and slightly different directions, because that's the nature of her, is it? It's growing at different times, it's going to be different lengths. It's not going to look completely, utterly even if you were close up looking at it. There is something quite relaxing about just using acrylic straight onto the page, not worrying about colours bleeding through, colours bleeding into each other, colours not covering. Because it's an acrylic, it's just going to keep covering, it's going to cover itself, it's going to cover what's already on there. If I don't like a bit, I can literally just paint it back over. It is quite freeing, really, that you can just paint directly onto the surface and not worry about it too much. So I think I'm done with my first colour. I'm going to try this kind of, what colour is it? 76. This kind of purpley grey, just to start bringing in a little bit of the darker tone. And then in with 54A. This one is going to be darker. And then this feels a bit scary dark. I'm thinking I might use 90. Let's have a look. 90 is a good step between quote. Let's put a bit of that in first. What do I think? Yeah, we're going to have to be brave and use the dark, aren't we? I'm chickening out with the darker colour. But he is a bee, he does need the darker colour, doesn't he? And even if I put too much of this on, I can still paint it back out again with all of those that I've just had. So it's not the end of the world, really. Oh yeah, that's alright, isn't it? It's hard to tell sometimes when you're looking at it so close up. Like obviously I'm looking at the detail of the little marks that I'm making. Sometimes it helps just to be able to, in my case I'm not stepping away, I'm just looking at the camera feed because I'm getting a wider view of it then. When you're right on top of it sometimes you can't quite see how it's all coming together. But yeah, that's alright, isn't it? I quite like his little furry body. Obviously I could take a lot more time. These markers you can get really beautifully fine little marks, as you can see. I could press really hard with this nib and get a lot of paint down really quickly, but I'm just being really soft and gentle with it, so I'm literally only just touching the page to give me these kind of little fine gentle marks so that I'm in control of where it's going and the type of mark that I'm building up and layering through. And we've kind of obliterated most of the white of the paper. I could go back in now with the 00 and put a bit of highlight in, but I kind of like as it is. I don't feel I need like loads of highlight because we've kind of left a little bit of the lighter sections coming through anyway. But if you get to a point where you think, oh, I've overdone it, just get the white back out and you can layer back into it really easily. But again, really nice soft gentle marks because you don't want to kind of go too much into what we've already done. Okay, so his head's going to be black, so I'm going to keep all these out so that we've got already. I'll do the head and then I think I'm going to do the bodies quickly off camera because I'm going to do the bodies exactly the same. It's just building up loads of those nice little texture marks to build up their furry bodies, and then we'll do some of the other sections. But I'll just do the head just so you can see how I'm going to do the heads on the same. But I'm basically going to do the same thing as I've done with the stripes. I think I'm just going to kind of roughly work out where I want my highlight section to be, which is basically going to be there, I think. I might darken it off where RJ's already started to put a bit of shadow in there, so we'll kind of have it central like that, I think. And then I'm going to take this grey down into all these areas, but I am going to make it darker down there, I think, just so it feels like his head's a little bit more rounded, like we've done with the body. Again, I'm going to start taking the little furry marks off the head shape, because that is the advantage of working with these pens. I don't need to wait till the end to remove any line marks. Do it as you're going, so that you're building up. I went in then with this kind of purpley 76. It's this purple grey. I do like this colour. I think this will be really useful. It'll make a nice contrast with skin, this colour. Obviously for all natural things it'll be really good. It's quite a good colour for any kind of shadow base, this. Excuse me, just having a drink. Dry mouth talking all the time whilst you're doing, and it is quite warm here today in the UK for a nice change. So I've put quite a bit of that on this time, but just to kind of help start building that kind of head shape. Now I'm going to start in with the darker one. So this was the 54A, that's slightly darker kind of grey brown. I'm just going to keep taking it out of the line work. Then in with 90. Well, we've kind of got a rounded shape being formed now, and then we'll go in with the 98. It's very dark grey, this. I might try a little bit of the black, just see. But this is already a very strong dark. I think I am going to have to take some up here, otherwise it looks like he's got a little bald spot, doesn't he? And we don't want a bald bee. I'll just take some through like that, just gentle ones. Just ones up on the edge as well, so he's got a bit of a fuzzy head. And then I'm just looking where I want to build it up a little bit more. Excuse my neighbour if you can hear his constant workshop saw. He does very much like sawing things in his garage. I've tried to film this 3 times this week, every day. He's sawing things and it's too hot not to have the window open. So I've given up, and you might have to have the odd saw noise in the background. I'm sorry. Can't really do much about it. Okay, I think I might leave his little furry head like that. So we've got his little legs. I think let's do his legs and his antennae, and we'll come back to his nice wings. I might do the wings with that silver pen that's in there because it is lovely. And then I'll do the other 3 bees off camera because it's going to be exactly the same as this, just obviously they're a little bit smaller. So I'm thinking I'll do his bees with the little legs with the 54. Let me find it on my sheet. So where is it? Oh yeah, I've got it at the bottom because I missed it. So I'm thinking 54 and maybe 53A. Have I got that out already? I don't think I have. 53A. 98 is what I've got already. 54 is what I've got already. Might get S46 out as well. We'll see. So I've got these little colours for his legs. And we'll just see how we go, because I don't think I want his legs completely black. And we'll give it a try. So I think I'll try with that. Now obviously his legs are not going to be hairy, so we want more solid marks, but I think I'm still going to kind of do it like it's a little bit furry, not super smooth, but a bit bigger marks that I'm making. Same again, his little legs are rounded, so you want like a highlight up the middle. Might end up going back in with the white with his legs, but we'll see. Let's try a little bit of this darker one, see what it's like. Oh, I might want something darker, that's a bit close, isn't it? So S46, a darker one. 54. That feels a bit close. S43. Going with that one. I think that one's the darker one. Oh yeah. And then we'll go back in with that darker 98. It's not black, but it is very like black. I'm just going to nip in with the white a bit more. Just to bring the highlight back a little bit. Gone a bit mad in that little small space. Always, if you're catching it while it's wet, you're quite easily able to blend it. Got a little bit of the darker colour on my nib, so just going to clean it off. And then I think I want that lighter grey inside his little feet. Okay. I think that's his little arm, isn't it? Arm, leg. It's leg, isn't it? What an idiot. Just going to do it as a solid, because I don't want it blending into his head. Couldn't think of the word then. I'm just gonna see if that's too wet. Just got wet blush just to smooth them three into each other. And I'm just gonna bleed it into there. I might smooth that out a little bit as well with the paint that I got on the brush from there. Yeah. So, what do we think this is? Is that another arm? Let's do it as though it's the same as that bit that we've just done. Must be another leg, mustn't it? Leg, arms, oh, I don't know. My bee anatomy clearly needs work. I don't know. My brush again. Oh, it's still too wet. I can see it's still too wet. There we go. I don't know what those are, but I'm just literally going to block them in with my remaining paint. Got a little circle. Oh, is that that's part of his wing, isn't it, on the other side? So whatever I do with that, I'll do with that. Okay, I'm going to pause you now, I think, while I get the other three bees up to this point with their stripy bodies, their little heads, and then we'll do the wings with the metallics, I think, and we'll think about a little bit of background in these little bits of the hive there. Okay, so I'll see you in a sec when I've got matching bees to go with the mummy bee. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've pretty much done the same on the other little bees. I've done their heads, I've done their antennae on all four of them ish. Maybe not the best one there. So yeah, I'm going to start thinking about some of this background, and then I think we'll do the wings last. So we've got like this dripping honey, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to want some of the darker colours that I've used in the yellow. So the darkest one I've used so far is this C13, C12, and I think I want the more rich looking yellow, which is 8, not that one, we want the 8, but I'm thinking about something maybe in the orange section as well. So I've got C13, which is that one. I'm thinking 18, and because I'm doing honey, I might want a richer brown as well. So maybe S50. Have I got that out already? No, I have not. S50, which is that one. So I've got this selection for my honey. Might go dreadfully wrong, but we'll give it a go. I think I'm going to start putting a base of the orange. Again, I'm going to take it straight over the black, and the black is very heavy in these books. So that's not bad going for a lighter colour as well. I'm probably going to put a little bit of brown in that as we get going, but I think for now I'm going to just base with the orange and go a little bit more into this kind of more mustardy shade. Take that all the way up, I think, up the line. Then into C12. I think I'm going to put that one on the bottom there. And then finally, is it 8? Yes, 8. That might have been a bit of much of a jump. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? So yeah, I've used pretty much, I don't think I used C12, I think I used those 4 then. So I'm going to do the same for the other 2 kind of drippy honey bits. Well, I started with the orange, didn't I, last time? I think, well, now that's dry, we'll just put a second coat on the orange there. I think I was going to use the dark brown, but I don't think it needs it now I'm looking at it. I think it's alright as it is. Let's put the brown down. Back with the orange again on the bottom one. Obviously with this little bit you could use the wet brush again just to blend these in a little bit more if you wanted to. I actually don't mind them this time, I think it works okay for the drippy honey. So I'm just going to live with them like that. You can try and use the nibs to blend a little bit, but I never like them getting too contaminated with other colours, so I don't tend to do that, but personal choice. You work out suits you. Bob a bit more on there. I don't know what I keep doing with this. I keep managing to get this one all over my fingers. I don't know what I've done with it. Look, I've got it all over it somehow. I think it's when I'm putting the cap back on, so I think I'm catching the nib of it. So then I'm getting it all on the cap, and then when I take the cap off, I'm getting it all over me. Too much speed, not enough care. But yeah, I think I'm going to say that bit's done. So I think I'm going to use this same kind of palette, like this honey behind them. So I'm going to go back in with the orange. I'm not totally sure how this is going to work, but we'll see. I think I'll just have it darker maybe around the outside. Do I want to go over the line? Maybe I do a little bit. I'll take a bit of the line out. I think that's what I'll do. I've missed a bit of his bum there now I'm looking. He should have a bit of black there. Now that's going to be a problem where that's overlapping, so I need to have that lighter by the time I get there. Don't want to lose all these little hairs. And we'll swap to the mid. So S13. So now my drippy will still stand there. I'm going to put a little highlight on the bottom of that drip, I think, as well. I'm just going to use just a little bit of water just soften that in a little bit. Just because it's a bigger space, I think it looks a bit odd if you don't. I'm wondering if something a little bit darker just behind his body, so it makes him feel like it's a bit of a darker space. Let's have a look what this one looks like. Oh yeah, that might be. That's just what we need, I think. Just a little bit darker behind him. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so we're back to the orange. Okay, so we'll just pop a little bit of reflection in my little drips, I think. Just put a little bit more shadow behind that drip there, just so it stands out a little bit more. And you put a bit of shadow at the top as well. And this bee needs a little bit of shadow, doesn't he, as well? In some respects it probably would have been easier if I'd done these little backgrounds behind the bees before I'd painted the bees, because obviously now I'm having to work around their little hairy heads and things. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So I've got wings to do and I've got the edges. I'm definitely going to do the edges in the nice gold, which is, let's find it, I think it's 91 there. So I'm definitely thinking this for the actual honeycomb. I don't know if I want to take the rest of that line out. I think I'm going to leave a little bit for now and see how it looks. Yeah, I think I quite like keeping a little bit of it, but yeah, that gold's going on really nicely. I'm going to just flip it over, then I don't put my hand in the wet paint because I'm clumsy like that. And it's so easy done. Although these are drying quite quickly, but because I've used a wet brush here and there, some sections are going to take a little bit longer. So just taking a little bit more care around. Don't want the honeycombs to look weird if I smudge them, which would be easily done, I think. But yeah, this gold goes on beautifully. Very nice. Sorry, you've got it upside down for a minute. But because these are all little straight lines, the chances of me getting them straight from the same angle is not high. There we go. Look how nice that gold is. Impressed with that. So impressed. I'm going to do their little ball things with them because I like it. They haven't got, oh, they've got one there. And I might have a little bit of gold just on their little antennae. Okay, so he just got his little wings. Now it does have a very nice silver in this set, but I am tempted to try the silver. I kind of want a little bit of a colour in the wing as well. I suppose their wings are kind of grey, aren't they, really? 76, have I got that out? I'm wondering about this slight tint of purple with a bit of silver. This might be a disaster, but I think I'm going to try it and see what I think. So I think I'm going to put a bit of the kind of purpley grey down. And then see how the silver looks over the top. What do I think? I think a bit of a wet brush maybe. Just need to soften that a little bit, maybe thin a little bit of the metallic over the purple. What do I think? Yeah, I quite like that. We'll go with that, I think. It's going to be tricky because I'm going to get it wet, keep doing that. I'll do 2 at a time. Yeah. It's a bit different, but I quite like it. I'm going to be cheeky and try and do 3. I'm going to try. Might be pushing my blending time. don't think it matters quite so much in the little small spaces. Oops, I just dropped a big blob of water on that one that I didn't want to do. And I've got a couple of little wings up here. Oh no, my brush has just dropped a load of water again. This brush, I dry it off and then it hides some water somewhere. So that's a little bit weirder than I wanted. I just need to do his little bit there as well now. Yeah, I think we're pretty much nearly done, aren't we? I'm thinking maybe using a bit of green behind. I could leave it at this point though. 59 I quite like, and 55. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I just put a little bit of green underneath him. Maybe a little bit of the lighter green just behind him. Yeah, I think I might say done. It's very tempting to green it all, but I don't think that will look quite right because obviously we're in part of the hive. I'm thinking that might be just enough. Yeah, I think I'm going to call my little simple, cute and simple page out of Sleeping Animals, quick to colour, simple designs by RJ Hampson, completely just in markers, paint markers. I've quite enjoyed that actually. It was quite quick. It made doing texture and the kind of more kind of bumbly bead look a lot easier. I think it does help having a little bit of just a wet brush handy, just for some sections where maybe you've got a little bit of a colour jump, just to help smudge them together. Obviously the paper in Colouring Heaven isn't amazing, it is, but I have been using water, and as you can pretty much see, it's still pretty flat. It's not too bad at all. I think it'll be totally fine once it's totally dry, where I've had a little bit of flood off my brush is a little bit wetter, so I need to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So I have got my little bunny, and I won't paint him all on camera because I think this video's dragging on a little bit already. But I was curious just to see how well it goes on. So I might just, as I've got the oranges out, shall we paint his carrot? I say we, like you're like you're gonna do it. Can you just do it now? I'm gonna put a bit of paper down, even though it's a messy bit of paper, just because I don't trust myself. I'm so messy. So what have I got out? I've got 18. I think I might want C17 out, and 13 is the next one, isn't it? 18, 17, C17. 18, C17. Oh, and there should be 17. 13. Oh, yeah, there. Okay, so I've got these for my carrot. And we'll see how it goes. I don't think I've ever actually painted something like this. But yeah, we'll see how it goes on. Oh, it goes on easy. In my head, I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, that'll need 2 coats, but actually I don't think it does need 2 coats. Look how nice that's going on. For his little carrot. So this is the darkest of the colours that I've picked for his carrot. Do the bit under. Oh, it's tricky. Without getting it all over him. I perhaps again probably should have done his actual body and his coat first. Maybe not the carrot, but I suppose I can always touch the carrot back in later, can't I? Oh, shaky hand. Okay. Otherwise this video is going to be another hour if I carry on. So thank you very much to Arrtx for sending me this, let's be honest, this amazing set of colours. They are beautiful. They've worked so well on there as well. I'm really impressed with how that's come out. I love how the bigger bee has gone, particularly. The smaller ones are a bit tricky because they had their faces there, but I think that's more of a me problem than a pen problem. Just I didn't know quite how to tackle them so much. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed that. It's been fun. It's quite quick. Like, it's completely done now. I could work now back over with colour pencils if I wanted to add in just a little bit more shading here and there. I've decided to kind of keep the black in the wings because I think otherwise we'd lose them. But just those 2 metallic pens, they've worked so beautifully. And blending them out just with a wet brush, just giving the rest of the wing a bit of shimmer without being too in your face. Really pleased with them. So thank you very much to Arrtx. If I get my bunny finished, I'll pop you a picture in now. If he's not finished, I've run out of time. But yeah, thank you so much to Arrtx. I'm really appreciative of you sending me these. They've been great fun to play with. They're great markers. And yeah, I love how these boxes work. It's just so handy to be able to see where the colours are. I'll pop all the links below if you're interested in them. I think they're on all the Amazons, or you can obviously go to Amazon to Arrtx themselves. Sometimes there's some better deals on there sometimes, so it's always worth a look. And I think they've got a competition running as well over on Instagram, so you could actually, when you've made a purchase, could actually win your money back for a purchase. Again, I'll put the link for it down below in the description. I'm not sure what the dates are on that, so I don't know how long that runs for, but yeah, if you want to get your money back, that's also a great little competition to enter. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed my bees develop, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.